Alrighty, guys. Happy Saturday. It's your boy Stas here. Hope you're all having a great Saturday so far. As the stock market yesterday, oh my goodness, it was a disaster, man. Complete disaster. The Qs went down 5% on the day, which I can't remember the last time I said that. The S&P went down 2.5%. The Russell went down right around there, almost 3%, as the Dow actually didn't do that bad, but still 1.3% down as silver collapsed, gold dumped, oil went down, everything went down, guys. So we have to break down in this video 5 oversold stocks I'm watching now for trades, what I'm doing in this market. We have to talk about that and go over kind of why we're selling off, some key points as to why we're selling off. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon if you want to keep up with how I'm navigating this market in real time, what stocks I'm buying, how I'm trading, what I'm doing, options wise. And if you want to be a part of my private Discord, all of that's on Patreon, link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And now let's dive into it. So guys, we're falling off a cliff, and there are a couple of reasons here as to why this is happening. Number one, SpaceX IPO. A lot of people think, funds are rebalancing, taking profits on some of the hot, tech trades to get ready for the SpaceX IPO. That's a valid reason, right? They want to raise cash to buy the IPO when it comes out, because look, this is the hottest IPO ever, right? Ever. It's going to be valued at almost $2 trillion, guys, which I got to be honest, I think it's overvalued. I'm not buying the IPO, but one of the reasons is, again, SpaceX IPO. Funds might be rebalancing, selling out, raising cash, getting ready for that. So that's one reason why we're selling off. And another reason why is because the jobs market. Jobs data came in very hot on Friday. We covered that, I think, in my first video yesterday. And that's kind of been a trend here. The jobs market, the labor market, last 3-4 months has been pretty good, and that's putting the rate cut narrative in the grave, right? Which it already has been. We're not getting rate cuts anytime soon. We've already known that, but now with the labor market continuing to strengthen, now we're definitely not getting rate cuts. In fact, we might be getting a hike potentially, right? That's now a talk out there. That's in the financial world, we might be getting a rate hike. We're seeing Japan might be getting a rate hike pretty soon here. That's spooking the market as well. And the fact that inflation is persisting, oil is up, right? Oil's been elevated for months, and the fact that President Trump said he might, the U.S. blockade in the Strait might last through Labor Day, right? Meaning higher oil prices for higher periods of time or longer periods of time. So that means higher inflation. All of this is kind of a perfect storm for the rate hike narrative. Labor market strong, inflation's running, CPI, oil's up. We might see oil elevated for many more months. All of this is spooking the market right now a little bit. And again, raising concerns. Oh, are we getting a rate hike? Oh, is inflation going to be lasting longer than expected? And there are other reasons too. Broadcom, maybe their guidance wasn't as good. That's spooking some of these AI stocks. But look, we've gotten a good amount of reasons to sell off. And listen, the market has been begging for reasons to sell off. We've been up and to the right for 8-9 weeks now. We've been overdue for something like this. And, typically when we're overdue for a big sell-off, we get it all in one go. We get it all in one go. And that's kind of what we're seeing now. Not saying that there won't be more red. We could sell off more next week. Never say never. But we got a huge flush yesterday, guys. The Qs went down 5% on the day, and they went down even more in the aftermarket, another almost 1%. So we're talking 5-6% wiped out in a day on the Qs, and now we're right by the 180 SMA, excuse me, on this 4-hour chart. Same thing on SPY here, which if I pull it up, you guys can see this went down 2.5%. So we're seeing finally a healthy pullback. And on the 1-year chart, you could argue, I can see why the bears are arguing for more downside. You could argue that SPY needs to come down to 700, 710, 715, right around these moving averages on the 1-year chart. You could argue the Qs need to come down, to the high 600s, 680, 675. So we shall see what happens here, guys. All I know is, because I don't know the future, that's one thing I don't know, but what I do know is I'm buying stocks. I'm nibbling some stocks here. I'm not going all in yet. I'm not. And by the way, I'm pretty heavily invested in this market. So it's not like I'm sitting on a bunch of cash waiting to go all in. I'm just averaging in, man. This is kind of the name of the game. When stocks take a hit like this, I'm always just buying, because I have a long-term mindset. And even with my trades, look, I don't think this bull market's done. I think there's going to be more upside, of course, long-term, but even in the next 1, 2, 3 months. So I'm taking advantage of the short-term here for short-term trades and for long-term investments. So let's dive into it, guys. I don't want to ramble too much on the market. I feel like I did a little bit, but those are some reasons why we're selling off. Why do you guys think we're selling off? Micron is stock number 1, and a lot of these stocks are AI, tech related, right? That's what I'm investing in. That's what I'm looking to buy during this drop, because quite frankly, these are the stocks that have been obviously doing very well. The bull market is based around these stocks, and I don't think it's done yet. And, not many other stocks, in other defensive sectors are as oversold in the short term. So Micron got hit 13% yesterday, guys. I nibbled a little bit at 890 roughly, and now we're down to about 855 in the aftermarket. It closed at 864. It went down 13%. So this is exactly when you want to buy, right? Not telling you guys what to do. Obviously, do your own research. But the amount of comments I got when Micron was at 1,000, 975, 1,050, Stas, should I buy now? Is now the time to buy? And I'm like, maybe not necessarily the time to buy. That's what I was saying. And now that it's down, $200, $250 from all-time highs, it's down 20%. People are like, oh, it's time to sell. I'm panicking. What should I do, Stas? Now's the time to buy, right? And don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people that are buying Micron, right, in my comments, but it's funny. The psychology behind the stock market is wild. And I have the luxury, if you will, of being a content creator, and I see all these comments. So I get, constant, comments from retail investors, and people are buying on the way up, but when it tanks, people don't want to buy. It's a weird psychology behind trading and investing, right? But Micron's number 1, no doubt in my mind. This will continue the uptrend. I think we're going back over $1,000 a share on Micron, and that's not to say we're not coming lower, right? We could come down lower. I think Micron potentially could go to the high 700s, maybe mid 700s, and I'll be buying this dip all the way down, similar to how we made money on it a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. Rinse and repeat, right? And they have earnings coming up on the 24th, so less than 3 weeks. I think Micron, decent chance it runs into earnings. It recovers before earnings. So I'm buying up the dip. No brainer in my opinion here on Micron. I love the chart. Love the momentum and overall the pullback within the breakout, guys. And UBS has a $1,600 price target. I mean, look, we got to take that with a grain of salt, but I think we're going at least 1100, 1200, and I think a stock split is on the horizon, which would be good for Micron, in my opinion. So MU's number one. AMD is number two, guys, and AMD I'm not in right now. I didn't buy it yet, but this one's down a good $80 to $100 from all-time highs. Obviously maintaining an uptrend. We're still breaking out. We're above the 180 moving average. So based on how this stock's been trading, AMD, this spot right here where we're at should hold as support. If not, okay, we might slip a bit further. If this 180 SMA breaks at about 440, 450, okay, we might be going lower. At that point, we'll reevaluate. But as of now, guys, RSI screaming oversold. Nice pullback. AMD's down about 15 to 17% from highs. I like it. I like it here for a nice, continuation play. All these are continuation plays, by the way. The charts look strong. Uptrends are good. Maybe not actually for one of them, which we'll talk about in a second here. But I think overall, man, if you believe the AI trade is still going, if you believe the narrative still has some room to run, this is easily a buying opportunity. Simple as that. Amazon as well. AMZN is down now to 245. It's down from 278, 12% from highs, all while, looking pretty good on the charts, especially here on the 1-year chart, on the 3-year chart. Amazon looks pretty solid. Let me pull it up and show you guys. So for me, anything in the 225, 250 range for Amazon is a buy. And most of these I'm looking at as trades, but Amazon's actually a long-term investment for me. So honestly, I'm not too, I'm not nitpicking the price action too much in the short term because, again, it's a long-term investment. But anyway, either way, whether it's at 225, 230, 40, 50, I think it's a buy for the longer term. I think Amazon's a $300, $350 stock, and, it's a buy. Simple as that. And this, out of all these, is the main long-term investment I have. Palantir as well, which is stock number 4. I like the way it's shaping up here after almost breaking out above the mid 160s. We did that a couple days ago. Now we're back to 133. So it's like anybody that missed that breakout a couple days ago, you kind of have a second chance here. You're getting your redemption, in other words, right? Palantir now is back to where it's held for months, 130 to 135. It seems like every time Palantir's gotten a 130, 135, it's seen a nice recovery over the last 4 months. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen again, but I just like the way it's shaping up here chart-wise. Let's see if the Q's settle down a bit next week, and I'm looking to get into Palantir for a trade here. I also own it as an investment, so 2 of these are investments. Micron's more of a trade for me. I can't be like, oh, I'm holding that Micron position for 2 years, 3 years. That's not the case. I mean, you could hold Micron for a while, but for me, it's more of a trade. 1 to 3 months type deal. But that's just for me. Micron's a crazy, hot, volatile stock. It's cyclical too, right? You got to keep in mind it's cyclical. So I don't know if I want to hold it for 2-3 years at this point. Even though they're saying, this memory super cycle is going to last for years. Look, I'm not looking to hold the stock for years. I'm just trading it. I'm looking to get it back over 1,000, 1,100, 1,200. Then I'll probably sell out of my Micron again and, re-enter potentially at some point in the future. But yeah, Palantir, I own it as an investment. Also looking to get into it as a trade here. I think, again, now that it's down 20% from 160 to 165, I think it's an opportunity. It's redemption to get back in here if you missed that initial pop. So I like Palantir. It's not the best chart-wise, but it does look pretty good if you've been watching how it's reacted off the 125, 130 level. it's looking like it's a buy, in my opinion. And last but not least here, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, by the way. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I think 50% of you watch on YouTube at least, and you don't subscribe. So make sure to subscribe. And if you're watching on Facebook, hit that follow button. We're almost at 100,000 followers on Facebook, which is nuts. I appreciate all of you for tuning in as always. And the last stock here, guys, is Nebius, ticker NBIS, which is another, I know, AI type trade. And all these are in the same kind of umbrella. AI, big tech, it's what I'm looking to trade. I mean, that's where we're seeing opportunities in the market right now with the pullback we're seeing. Nebius has been on fire. This stock almost hit $300 a couple days ago. We hit 283. Now we're down at 221, down about 22%. We're in a bear market in about 2-3 days of trading. And the uptrend, like all these for the most part, is holding. It looks like a great continuation play right above the 180 SMA. And I think if this creeps down even more, it's an even better buy. If it comes down to 190, 195, right around this 180 SMA, guys, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. If you think the AI trade continues. That's what all this, all this relies on. It's all about the AI trade continuing. If you think the AI trade's done, we're getting a rotation out, money's going to flow into other stocks, maybe these won't work out. Maybe I lose a lot of money. That could be the case, but I'm making a bet that it's not over. This trade is not done. I think there's short-term profit taking, a little pullback here. Money's, again, getting ready for that SpaceX IPO potentially. It was Friday. Maybe it was the options market. There's a lot that's going on behind the scenes. But my conviction here is that the AI trade's not done. And I'm looking to add stocks here that are getting hit to profit on the rebound. Because again, for the fifth time, I don't think the AI trade's done. Do you? Let me know in the comments, guys. Make sure to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a golf round here pretty soon. Got my golf outfit on. I'm getting ready to shoot a 120, guys. Let's go do it. Let's go shoot a 120. Just kidding. I've been getting better at golf, guys. I'm shooting a 95 to 100 right now. And believe it or not, last round I played, I dunked a chip. Think about this. I was 20 yards out. This is the best shot of my life, no doubt. I was 20 yards out. I had my meta glasses on, right? I didn't click the freaking record button like an absolute idiot. But I had my meta glasses on, didn't click the record button, and I legitimately dunked a 20-yard chip, right? And if you guys don't know what that means, it's essentially you make a shot right in the hole, right? In the air, right in the hole. It's like a basketball shot, right? You know how you shoot a basketball, it goes in, swoosh, right? I did that on the golf course. And man, I was freaking excited, but I was pissed at the same time. I did not hit the record button. Anyway, getting ready for this tea time, man. I'm excited. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button and join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my trades, investments. Be a part of my private Discord. That's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stasurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great Saturday.